All right, welcome back to About Even. Skeleton crew yet again. Tom and Eddy away on holiday. Sebo is hosting, and we've brought... Well, before I get into that, we're going to thank Neds. Neds brings you the show. It also brings you all the Skeleton Crew shows as well, which will be fun. We'll see how we go. We've only got a few weeks left, but we've promoted Rando to the desk. So he'll be giving you stats and kind of, assessing people's bets, things like that. And we've got Rooter, am I right? And Tobler on the ones and twos as Lippy with a camera as well. So basically I'm surrounded by a fucking nerd triangle. But
do you mind if I kick off the nerd triangle?
Yeah.
I was just trying to work out who was the manly hooker from the early 2010s I was thinking of, and I've just worked it out, boys.
Who was it?
Matt Parcell. Anyone remember him?
Holy shit, yeah.
Nah, it doesn't
Good
ring a
running
bell.
game. Went over to the Super League way too early. Welcome to the nerd triangle.
yeah, we're in the nerd. I'm in the bloody Bermuda. I'm surrounded. I can't get out, so I better dive in. Paul Aiton was the best. Anyway, niche. But look, we're back here for round, what is it? 24. Which makes this 24, 25, 20. So this is the fourth last round we're going to be betting on before finals. Let's just forget finals.
Yeah.
Fourth last round of 8 games, all that sort of stuff. It has gone relatively quick. Maybe it's because we won Origin. I don't know. But it's kind of, you're always excited for the footy to end. Because that's when the sun starts coming out, the days get a bit longer, you get in the ocean, you do some golf, but then you start, you start missing come New Year like a same game multi, an ATS, a Herb Ham Cobb 3+y. So just boys enjoy it while it lasts, I think is the key. So before we jump into accountability, anything go on in anyone's life here? What's going on?
I was about to ask you, have you, obviously you're in the race for the About Even title. I'm just trying to avoid Burma. Have you had a look at your futures bets from the start of the season to get an understanding of where
There's only one that might come off, but I don't know what Eddies are. I've got the Roosters to make the grand final.
Which is to make the grand final?
Yeah, not have to win, just make.
Did you go south to win it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
And Paul Alamotti as my try scorer, like top try scorer. I had Latrell as top point scorer, and he was like coming second there for a while, so I thought that one was good. But otherwise, no. I don't know what Eddy did. Can't remember. Any of yours?
Yeah, I took Penrith to make the grand final and to win the grand final. So if they win it, I could have another, 5 or 6 units coming there. I believe Burma took Dragons for the spoon, though.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
He'll collect
So
that one.
I
think we went Manly, which I feel like they should have cashed out after 4 weeks, but anyway.
But I think your and Tom's gap is starting to get quite wide, where Eddy's and I's are just kind of, it's closer seesawing. You can still, again, a unit skipper can change anything. A few triples the right or wrong way, it can change a few things. But Rando, how's the entity going? What's going on? You got some new RAM or something? What's happening?
No new RAM lately. Still on the old one. I watched the Odyssey on the weekend.
Yeah.
Brilliant, unbelievable. And I'll touch on it throughout the tips as well. Kind of inspired now a little bit.
So we've got a bit of a
some
theme.
It plays into it. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Roo, have you seen it?
I haven't yet.
So the only one on the panel that still hasn't seen it yet?
Yeah, wow. If you
Don't
don't
hold
see it
back,
in the
go for
movie,
it.
no, of course no one will hold back. It's been like a month.
But I feel like it's a secret. If you live on the beaches side or North Shore side, Hayden Orpheum is showing it in 70 millimeters. So, or 70 mil. And, it's the same as the Sydney IMAX. Because I believe the Sydney IMAX isn't showing the IMAX 70.
Yeah,
it's
something
just
like
showing
that.
the 70. Only the Melbourne IMAX.
I haven't been in that Orpheum, but you
Correct me
drive
if I'm
past it on the way here, and it sounds like a cool name. It looks like a cool venue.
It's a cool little venue.
I have succumbed to the franchise cinemas. Back in the day, a bit younger, before your back completely goes, you're like, oh, this is cool in India at Randwick. And then you sit in the chair for a second, and you're just like, okay, this sucks. And then you go to, a Broadway or a EQ, and you're just like, oh, okay.
EQ's just
Randwick
unfair.
is torture. Randwick is not like you save $4, then you have to go to a Cairo for months after. It's not fucking worth it.
No, not at all. It's like, come on, guys, I get it. But how much is it to rip up some seats? I'm sure that stuff's council funded as well. Just give us fucking 20 grand, make some comfy
Orpheum's
seats.
also like first in, best dressed. So you got to show up early. We showed up half an hour early and there was a bit of a queue.
Yeah,
Now,
right.
Rando, as a Greek who took a month to see the Odyssey, Did you get emotional from a Greek side, or are you kind of like, I don't really, it doesn't pull on those strings?
No, it does. Definitely pulls
yeah,
on those
yeah.
strings, especially, seeing it with my roommates who are non-Greeks. You know, you kind of just go like, I know. Kind of know the story. I've read the story. You guys haven't.
Yeah.
And this is what happens. And we watched Troy beforehand as well. And I was
But
like,
I'm talking about emotional.
emotional. Yeah, absolutely.
Emotional strings. We just like.
I
for some
cried a
re-
few times.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I was just checking. I was just
double
checking. They hadn't turned you back on the motherland.
God, no.
But okay, sweet. That's where we're all up to.
How's your Supercoach team going? I haven't, since you were on the show a few weeks ago, I haven't been able to check in.
I stalled, fell a little bit, and just sustained. So I'm like 3,000.
You ranked 3,000?
3,300 or something like.
Okay.
Around there, maybe somewhere between there, like mid 3,000. Let's call it that. I was at like high twos and then had a little fall. I've only got one trade left, but I didn't trade last week, and I got Brayley in. I was trying to actually
Grant to Brayley.
Yeah, I was hoping that Cheese wouldn't play because all my like guys who I don't start are actually fucking guns.
Yes.
And now that this bloody Manu Leilua guy is
Oh, you've got him, don't you?
Yeah.
Frank the Tank.
Yeah, so Cheese playing, so I had to swap out. I had to get a hooker in. I was just going to play like an auto emergency sort of thing. But it's going well, but I'm feeling top 1,000 slipping away. So now my chessboard move is I anti-potted last week. So I went Cleary when everyone went Nico.
Yes.
And Cleary got 100, Nico got 60. So I have to start doing things like that.
Yes.
So now I'm in the app where I'm going. I've figured out how to do top 1% captain picks. Like I figured out how to do.
Just figured out how to do that.
I've never been like, I haven't been this close in years. And then so, like I was anti-potting with players, but now it's like the gap's still there. So I closed a little bit of the gap last week. It worked. I went, up a few hundred spots. So I got to keep doing that. Where are you at?
No, not well, like 15,000.
Yeah,
I actually had a great week and I went to 15,000, so I'm in all sorts. What I want to ask you, though, you're probably the greatest vibesman that I know. And last time I came for you on advice on this exact topic, I completely ignored you and it blew up in my face. I'm looking at Lecker again. Playing centre, what are your thoughts at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I watched bits of the game last week and I saw his score going in, and maybe it's a different Lecker, just with the same name.
It seems like a new Lecker.
Yeah.
Seems like old Lecker is back.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You're just going, I mean, maybe it's one of those great jokes people play, like what's the Nolan movie, The Prestige? You think it's the one guy the whole time, it's actually two. Spoilers. Like it could easily be that. But yeah, no, I think if for a pod, do it again.
What are your thoughts on Lecker? Where are you
On
sitting?
Lecker,
Yeah.
I think, he's a new man at centre this time around. I think that he's bided his time and now he's really...
Different halves though, right, as well, which kind of helps.
Yeah, it is different halves.
Chanel's
yeah.
still there, I feel like, but I think they're using him a lot more and
I think they
a
are
lot
too,
better.
yeah.
But he wasn't at centre last time, right? He was
No, he was playing in the back row.
So he was just a fucking,
Yes,
like
exactly.
a decoy
Now
guy.
Kurt Caplew's doing that, and it's just all border Lecker. The other thing I like about him is I think even if the Warriors have a home final locked in, I don't think he'll get rested. If he's playing a new position, I think they'll leave him out there.
100%.
And he hasn't
much
played
reps as
much
he
footy, has he?
No, he hasn't.
But that's the thing, like he tore up against Penrith. He's going to have all the confidence in the world for the rest of the season,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
He'll think he can mess up
I don't mind
anybody.
him. Might throw him in for a little ATS in this thing now.
Absolutely. Anyway, you can catch the rest of this chat on the Roo Crew on the Patreon.
Look, we're just trying to get a feel for each other before we get through accountability and into our bets. Shout out.
Just before we never mention this player ever again in our lives, Matt Parcell, only Australian-born hooker of the year in a Super League.
The only one ever.
Only Australian-born hooker.
Yeah, wow.
Why?
Hooker of the year, that is.
Oh,
not
hooker of the year.
Yeah. Super
Man of
League Dream
Steel,
Team.
Hooker of the Year stuff.
Yeah, Super League Dream Team sort of stuff, as they call
The
it.
Dream Team. Man, that's one of my favourite days every year when the Dream Team comes out and you look at it and you're like, oh,
He's playing
Kane
over there.
Lynette's in it for a 6 year in a row. How the fuck did that happen?
Kane Lynette. That going on.
Oh, and he's in the back row and still making the Dream Team. Wild.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love you, Kane Lynette's of the world.
So Brody Croft has scored in 18 out of 20 games this season as well. He's fucking gone berserk, and he could have gone to the Perth Bears or PNG Chiefs, and he's chose to re-sign with Leeds.
I watched a bit of content the other day. It was some English analyst over there, and it was one of those, say a word when you hear a better player, and it was Bevan French. He never said a word. He went through like every Brett Kenny, Jamie Lyon, all that sort of stuff. Like essentially got to the end and was like, I think he's the best player that's come out here ever. Might be the best player in the Super League.
Well, he's crushing it. Even I know that, right?
Yeah, he's killing it.
Anyway, enough about Super League. Not that we don't want to talk about it, but hey, people are here for the bets. We can do a Super League pod later. Accountability. Look, there's not many bets this week, so we'll go through like many bangs from last week. We're all kind of a JC short or a couple of JC shorts. The only one that didn't have JC was Roo, but Burns doesn't go over, and Murray or Norchester. So, like, let's just, whatever, move on.
Just before we do move on, did you two watch that game? Obviously you would have.
Me, no.
I was at a pub. I'd had a few beers. I was watching from a distance on a TV, which I don't do very often. I'm usually watching at home. And as great as Indigenous round was and all the jerseys were fantastic, this game was so fucking confusing. They were wearing opposite colours.
Oh, I did see that because I was at a golf event and I was checking in and I was like, who's who?
Oh,
yeah.
Mate, at one point, the ball went to Braden Burns and I was like, here we go. And Tim's like, that's Dino Ruma. Sit down. I was like, yeah, okay. I had no fucking idea. It was so confusing.
Yeah, no, I do remember that because I saw little snippets of it. Yeah. And I was just like, wait, what's going on? Whoever's in charge of the kind of just colour, like surely you just got to stick to your colour codes, right? But anyway, now I hate myself because a few times this last week, I just had a certain vibe and was saying things where I was saying, you know, the Panthers, I've been back in the Panthers after Origin, all that sort of stuff. I just don't see them being as around, you know, kind of 1-6 team, and Rue and Eddy are like, nah, man, you should see them last week. They play fucking. And then they get beaten by the Warriors 28-12. No one got a single leg except me with an unders because I was sensing that sort of thing. Roosters versus Dogs. Teddy didn't play, so it stayed pretty close. Again, everyone had no, there's nothing going on. Like I picked the Roosters, sure. Eddy got his Billy, but whatever. Storm Manly. High scoring game, 42-20. I didn't watch this game. How the fuck did that happen?
Bizarre.
14-0.
Dude, we're up to 14-0, yeah.
Yeah.
And what happened? How do you collapse that?
I was at a bottomless brunch. I didn't watch it, but I just, they came back just before the half, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was 16-14 at the half, and then just
You essentially got
shut the
beaten
bed.
42-6 in the last 55 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I had a
brutal.
civvy one cooler at -8.5. Oh, sorry, Manly -8.5 cooler, and that hit at 14-0. And I'm like, sweet, I can just put this down. And then the same thing as you, bottomless brunch. Picked up my phone. What the?
Yeah.
And based on the first 15 minutes, it looked like Manly was going to win 80-0.
Yeah.
Like Olakwatu had spiders on him. It was crazy.
Right. Well, a lot of us had Olakwatu and he didn't get over. I had him for 2+. I had an under, max under, nothing basically hit except cooler leg and a sewer leg. Look, this is not a great week. Let me just say that.
Just on Manly before we move on, I was driving over here this morning. Have Manly won a game since you guys moved over here?
How many have they lost in a row? Because that is a concerning. Like, there's one thing
5 in
being
a row,
shit,
5 in a row,
but
yeah.
like
I
the
think there's a
consecutive
very good
losses.
chance Manly hasn't won a game of
Let me check
football
the
since
dates.
Tom and Eddie moved over the bridge, which doesn't shock me in the fucking slightest.
I'll go Manly here.
Sometimes you get what you deserve.
When did you move? Did you move in before July?
Saturday the 27th of June, I think,
That was the last
against
win.
that was against the Storm. I think we might have been here.
You beat the Storm last time you played, didn't you? No.
Yeah, they flogged them.
Yeah, and that was
Yes,
your last
at
win?
Brookie. Let me check the calendar real quick because if you're onto something, Roo, that's
Now, as somebody who's not really, listens to too many podcasts or watch too much TV outside of fucking, great HBO shows, has there been much like grilling of Foreign or the club? What's the words coming out of the club as what the hell's gone on?
I think Foreign is very well liked, so I think he's still like it's not his team. He inherited this side, so he's not copying much at the moment.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Tobler. If I was a Manly fan, off a bye last week against Melbourne without Grant and Hughes to lead 14-0 and get pumped like that, I'd be beside myself.
it's alarm bells ringing for sure.
It was fucking dreadful.
But it's just the polar opposite of winning like 8 in 10 and that high to the crushing low of now not winning since we've moved over the bridge.
I'll tell you
You're
what, though, when you
right.
do go back and look at those 8 of 10 that you won and everyone was convinced maybe a top 4 team, maybe they're right at the top. Like if you go back and actually have a look at what those games were, they beat the Dolphins 52-18. That was the week that Foreign came in, the immediate reaction. They then beat the Dragons, the Cowboys,
Tough one. Big win.
the Eels. They lost to Penrith. They beat the Broncos. They beat the Tigers. They beat the Titans. They lost to the Sharks, and they beat South Sydney.
And a very
So
close
basically,
loss
they
to
beat everyone in
Penrith.
the bottom 9.
It was a close loss to Penrith, yes, but essentially all those wins were against bottom 8 sides outside of the Cowboys, who still might be bottom 8.
Yeah, Cowboys are
hang on,
hybrids. It's like whatever lens you want to look at them through, you can, because that's just who they are. Who knows how they're going to turn
But in
up.
saying
Fucking
that, we've also
Targaryens,
had
flip a
some
coin.
really close losses, like Golden Point against, or 1 point against the Dogs,
Yep.
against the Cows, like 1 try against the Titans, although we came back late, so that scoreline makes us look more
the Penrith
favourable.
one I'll pay without a doubt, but like when you went to Golden Point against Canterbury, they were shithouse.
Yeah.
It's not the side we're looking at now. Like it's weird looking back at it. Mate, even the Sharks, you lost by 6 points. The Sharks were dreadful then.
You almost can't even look at those results to try and base any information or form lines off them, because there's so much that goes in between. But as a Manly fan, I don't know. No one knows what's happened.
In all fairness, their recent games haven't been against great opposition. They've only played the Sharks, really, if you want to call a Cowboy a hybrid team. The Sharks are the only top 8 team they played. They played Canterbury, who are bottom 8, the Storm bottom 8, Para bottom 8, Gold Coast bottom 8, Storm again bottom 8. So it hasn't. No offense, but you had a pretty easy an easy run to get all the way to the final.
Oh, that's what I was saying. They Manly had an easy run, and maybe that's a big part of it. Obviously, you got the coach bounce back, which lasted longer when it's a local guy who was playing with them, has won a Prem with them, and he's like one of the boys. So you bounce back, or you dead cat bounce, depending which type of bounce. I think we're looking at both sort of bounces. Happened, and then you had a weak run, and you went from we don't have a great forward pack to we actually have got one of the best forward packs in the league to maybe you need to patch up some holes.
Yeah, and we just signed that Warriors second
Kalos.
rower. He looks unbelievable, and we get Mawali next year. So I think next year we look really good.
Mawali will be interesting. I mean, you just got pumped by Melbourne, who are missing a heap of players. Mawali played 8 minutes. Like he's not a consistent first grader at the moment, but he's got huge potential.
Yeah.
Good to see Fletcher Baker getting a run for you. That jarred me a little bit when I saw that.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you saw that?
Well, I didn't watch it.
Nah, good.
All right. Well, let's keep moving on. We can talk more about Manly in the preview for the bets. They playing this weekend? They're in a bye.
No, we got Friday night.
Okay, cool. Warriors Panthers. Again, moved on. No one got a leg but me because I had a bit of a vibe, but I didn't fucking back it. And you'll see, that's basically where we're at now. Roosters Dogs, we said no one got anything. We got here for Storm. Quick, move on. Okay, Dolphins Broncos. I think everyone was expecting the Dolphins to pump. Looked very scary early on, but they came back and won 40-32. Everyone got a lot of legs. Guru. Let's before we get to Guru. Herb Ham Cobb 3+. Dolphins line tripled by me. Got it. It's a hell of a leg. It's just the easiest, funnest leg to do. It was looking scary, but it came through +1 in the end. Thank Christ, helping the line out as well.
I'm glad you got that.
Yeah, no, I know it was going to happen, right? Like I have a little nose for those sort of things. Guru had originally Dolphins -7.5. With Justin Azarko, was it? Triples?
Yes, correct, yeah.
And then run me through your wild card.
Yeah, so my wild card, once Tom, he tripled Penrith -3.5. I'm not going to lie, I am in the avoid.
Yeah, okay,
comedy
now I
game.
understand the strategy. Yep.
So I still thought the Dolphins would absolutely pump them. So I just went a little bit higher on my triple. I almost got it, to be fair. I hit all 3 try scorers, and then the Dolphins had a penalty sort of the back end of the game that they had one more set to go at them, and they turned it over late. But yeah, I still don't think it was a bad. I think it was a great bet, to be fair. It was $6.
No,
or something.
it's not a terrible bet, but it's just like your first bet was very simple,
Yes.
and it would have got up. So you tried to avoid losing more units by taking the higher odds bet, which means you're most likely to lose that, which is what happened to Root.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone's always a fucking got a couple of legs in a Dolphins game. So nothing there. Bunnies versus Eels, terrifying watch for me. I covered it on Sebo's World, a award-winning podcast. Check it out on Spotify. 5 stars, all that sort of shit. I'm like an Uber driver right now, just trying to get started. Give me 5 stars. But no one came close to a bet. Para nearly came back and destroyed anyone who took Bunnies just outright, which I didn't. So scary. Like first half, you're like, fucking oath, we're back, baby. Then I don't know what happened second half. No one does. Yeah. quite concerning.
You hate an 80-minute performance.
Oh, I know.
You despise them.
I know. We're just fucking just throw the ball around and get a bit tired, you know? Kind of short but sweet sort of guys. Let's just get in here, razzle-dazzle, game's over. Wait a second, we're about to lose. Look, I did a little rant on Sebo's World about how, like, you know, getting to the finals is like making a cut, but people like me, it's like you're not expecting to win the thing. I know there's like fans who, you know, I was born in Bunnies jersey, we couldn't win if we, but like realistically, if we make the finals, we're not winning the thing. But it's like it is just this weird line of successful season or not, even if the 8 and 9 are separated by point differential.
Yes,
it is like the thing. So it's like you desperately want to make the cut. And the Bunnies and the Dogs are the only guys left who I think can. We'll get to that later. Knights versus Raiders. I wild-carded, tried to roll a triple and forgot that Savage and me don't get along. I only needed a three-man 2+, and before the first half, Savage, he got an offload from Sasangi and literally looked like me trying to catch a footy. And I was like, well, it's over now. It's over. Same thing happened with Savage on the other one. So I failed there. I had a three-man binny. Lippy got up on just a dummy, one-man binny in unders. Eddy got his strange and sharp. Yeah. Well, he didn't get that, sorry. He got sharp like in the first 6 minutes, and then Strangey didn't go over either. He didn't even really look like it.
He was a bit lost, Strangey, in that game.
Yeah. It wasn't – you never really felt the Raiders were – they had like 5-minute patches where it's like, okay, could you turn it around? But they didn't really feel like they were going to win.
Is that your first rolling triple you've lost?
Yes, I'm only 50% now.
Love that. Fantastic.
Yeah. The funny thing is,
you've done it more than twice, haven't you?
Not rolled.
Oh, okay.
My original bet that I put on the roll was just a dummy. And I was like, and then I changed. That's the worst one, isn't it?
That's grim.
And then to round it out, I was saying this could happen. I was saying that the Dragons will beat the Sharks because everyone's so high in the Sharks. That's exactly when the Sharks fall. Didn't back myself because I gave Dragons plus 22 and a fucking half. And a stupid Binny and a Nico. Nico doesn't score in games they lose. We all know that. So I didn't win there. Everyone gave the Dragons a bit of a start, but fuck, I just should have backed my gut. Like I did with the Brisbane one. I said Brisbane would beat Penrith and put that leg in plus 50 other legs. Okay, unit scoopers, the only one close was Roo and me, 5 out of 7. Not going to get the job done. Sunday scooper didn't come off for Eddy and Roo got the hot seat. Okay, weekly leaderboard. Lippy won the goddamn week. He's only one in the positive. 2 units up. I came second, would have been first without that rolling triple, minus 2.8. Roo, minus 8.8. Would have been positive as well, or just about, if he didn't wildcard. Eddy, minus 9.96. And Holiday Berms collects a little shove, minus 12.67.
Huge.
Holiday shoves, dude, which really separates the leaderboard. This time we'll go from bottom to the top. Because the most interesting thing is the Lippy ain't at the bottom anymore. It's actually
no
TB.
way.
Yeah,
he's dug his way to the bottom. That's shocking.
At minus 81.
Holy shit!
Yeah. In a world where we can only triple once a week, that's pretty tough. Because when Eddy and I were fucking at the bottom conserving the shit out of ourselves, when you could triple like 5 games in a week and just like lose all your money straight away.
When are they back?
They'll be here this time next week. They said they're going to miss one show. So Tommy will be wearing a shovel. Oh, unless someone shovels this week. Which
I'd appreciate, they're at a resort or wherever they are. There would have to be access to a shovel somewhere.
Got to be.
I would appreciate if Burmo's Instagram bets this week featured a shovel.
But he's not going to. Small chance he'll do a video. He might do one video, I'd say.
I think he owes it to us.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Tobler, you're going to pass those comms on.
I will.
Yep.
I mean,
a maintenance room with a shovel.
You can lead a horse to water.
Yeah.
I can suggest it and then get shut down.
That's all right.
So he's probably paying $1.10 to be in the comedy club.
Don't.
Lippy minus 75. Roo, the gap there, 51 and 81, 30 unit gaps, pretty big. Then I'm up at minus 22 and Eddy's at minus 17. So there's 5 units between first and second here, right? I would have been ahead if I didn't want to roll, but you got to keep playing rugby league. As we know, I'm not going to back down. That's how I got out of fucking hell in the middle of the season. So that's accountability. A bit of a long one, that's all right, but we're a skeleton crew, so having a bit of fun. So, Rando, we have some footy on. Can you take us away with the first game?
We can, and it's probably the game of the round, first, second. The Panthers up against the Roosters at CommBank. A clear night for this one. The Panthers $1.77, the Roosters $2.05. The line is at 1.5. The total points is at 42.5. Now the Roosters, they come into this game on a 7-game win streak. We're actually seeing the two best teams win percentage-wise at CommBank. The Roosters, they are 9-3 at CommBank, which is the best win percentage. And then you got the Panthers. They've got a 67% win percentage, and they've won 7 of their 8 games at the venue this season. But when you look elsewhere at other stats here, head-to-head, the Panthers, they dominate this fixture. 12 wins in their last 13 games against the Chooks. The Roosters have also lost each of their 3 games when they are the bookies' underdogs this season as well. So I don't mind the Panthers to get the job done there and cover the line. Big bounce back for them. The Roosters have been a bit shaky of late, particularly in that Cowboys game. But the 2 try scorers I want to zone in on, they are double your money. Brian To'o, the first one, scored in 3 consecutive games against the Roosters. A Panthers right winger has scored in 8 straight games against the Roosters as well. So great value there. And a right winger is banging against the Roosters, scoring in 6 of the last 7 games. And then you've got Billy Smith, $2.35, scored in 6 consecutive games, scored in 3 of his 4 Thursday night fixtures in his career, and scored in each of his last 3 games against top 8 opponents too.
All right. Lippy, you're going to lead us off. You've got your bets in. Tell us your thoughts, your vibes.
Just remember that Lippy won the week last week, Tobler. So
the pressure's
no pressure.
on. I still think
pressure.
I've done this like 2 or 3 times, and I don't think I've hit a single bet anytime.
No,
I've been
Cody
on,
sucks
which
as
is
well.
Terrible. I don't know what it is. But so this year I've been trying to chase the To'o or Jenkins hat trick. But every time I put one on, the other winger will score either 2 or 3 tries. So I really like Penrith here. I read this stat that Sam Walker hasn't beat Nathan Cleary at NRL level in his career, which speaks to those 12 out of 13 stats.
Yep.
So I'm getting him putting Panthers to win head-to-head, and then To'o and Jenkins will work together for 3. Instead of picking one or the other, I'm bringing them together, and they can combine.
3+y.
Sounds
Sebo's
a long way of
Binny.
saying that you're just going to do what Sebo does.
Did you say you were reading stats about like their win rates between each other?
No, I do a little bit of research, and I saw some stat that.
This is just Google
As in
AI.
you like do your research and you're putting your bets on? No, I just,
I do.
Yeah,
I
right.
do.
How's that work?
That is impressive. I don't know how to feel about that. Like
I'm just a
it's
stats
effort.
guy.
It's effort based. You are a stats guy.
I like good stats. And then I check recent games, and it's like this little algorithm where I do get a couple of stats, check the recent form, who likes scoring at that venue, and then
no
make
wonder
my
it took you
decision.
fucking half an hour to put bets.
I've got an account you can follow. I'll tell you after the show.
Yeah.
Roo?
Did half an hour of research to get the greatest try scorer in the season and the
do
best
it
winner
to
of
a
all
Binny.
time for
To
a
do a
Binny.
Binny.
And Penrith had their
Penrith
head.
to win. Who would have thought that?
And the best team we've ever seen.
And that's $5.80.
How ahead is
Is that a paid
What is it?
service or-
Penrith win.
So Penrith win.
Yeah. I've got
To'o
it here,
and
yeah.
Jenkins 3+ combined.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. But yeah, no, I don't hate it at all.
can't
I'm
hate
just
it.
more
This is your
impressed.
logic.
No, I like a 3+ Binny and Penrith head to head. Roo?
At the start of that chat that he was having, I was thinking I'm going to bet on the other winger to score a hat trick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
that'd be
was
the
thinking.
layup.
Yeah.
But
Combo
I'm
I
not
was
giving
very
anyone
disappointed
the chance.
I've gone Panthers 1-12. I think they'll win this one in a tight one. And then Tommy Jenkins on the left wing. I think last time they played, he scored 3, maybe 4 tries.
Who was this?
Tom
Did he?
Jenkins, getting past Mark.
I think 3 tries
3
at
tries?
least. Or maybe 4.
Yeah, it was a pretty good score. So I am
It was 4.
4, was it? Beautiful. Panthers 1-12. Tommy Jenkins, that's at $4.31. With Dylan Edwards back in, I feel good about the Panthers this week.
Yeah, I don't feel good about any of the teams. I think this clash is basically Roosters can come out and put fucking 80 points on someone. I know that wasn't Panthers quality, but then Panthers are like nearly losing to Para, right, of late. There's people who still think they're in season 1 to 6 form. I'm not saying they're bad, but Roosters, it's red wire, blue wire for them as well. Like, which one are they going to come out? Panthers, it's like, okay, they're good, but they're still like very vulnerable. They've got some kind of Edgar dude on the fullback here. I'm
Dylan
seeing.
Edwards in the extended.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he'd
I
probably
mean,
play.
I don't know, but like I think in in this sort of matchup, I'm going to stick to a 3-man 2+ mini, like I do basically anything. But I'm thinking Nath steps up without his Edwards there. Maybe Edwards comes on, but maybe he's a bit limpy, maybe he's a bit sore. And he's like, sweet, I just need to do my Nath fucking, I'm on the right-hand side, little step inside and score a try. I think Teddy's going to go, okay, I've had a rest. If you look at his the minutes he's played in the games of late, he played like a half and he scored 2 tries. He played like a full game. I think he's just trying to go up the middle, and then with not maybe Dill's there, maybe not, and then Jenkins. Can you just get it done for me with just you by yourself, so I don't even have to worry about these other guys? 2+, 202. It's simple, it's conservative, but I'm not trying to outthink the room here. I've already put the thought process into I'm not going either side of the result. I even thought about the fucking max unders adding to it. The line is at 42. Basically, it's need to score like it's ridiculous.
Probably an overs game.
The max unders 50. So like you're saying, like if it's 26-24, your max unders is done. This is not a 63 max unders. So yeah, I don't mind the bet, man. But I think the theme here for my week is that I'm going short odds because as I opened the show with, I'm sick of not kind of backing my first initial vibe on the game.
Yeah, I think it's for the Thomas Jenkins, almost like obviously Mark, he's had some defensive issues, but he's really tightened up. The last left winger to score against the Roosters was Ronnie Mulatalo in round 16.
Wow.
It's been a while since Mark.
What, Mark? No one scored against Mark.
No one scored against Mark.
Yeah, but Jenkins can get you from anywhere, right?
Yeah, he
the
can.
high ball is
He
good.
sure can.
The line breaks.
Well, Marky the high ball to an extent.
I don't know. But that's Panthers Roosters. All right, next to game is Manly versus Dolphins. Now, if anyone has a guess what I'm going to do, but Rando, get to the
This is 4 Pines Park, this game. The conditions 14 and clear. The Seagulls are $3.10 outsiders. The Dolphins $1.36. The line 10.5. The total points is at 50.5. Now, this is part one of the Odyssey chat. They calling it the KFC curse when they put up Foz's face in the Manly Vale KFC over the Colonel at Manly Vale. Manly have gone 2-6 since that moment. They were 7-2 pre that moment with Foz. So I think it's a bit of Colonel's law, not Zeus's law.
Yeah.
Colonel's law here
offended
of
Colonel.
disrespecting
Manly
the Colonel. Manly Vale KFC.
What's the name of the Springfield like weird town?
Shelbyville.
I don't think I've been to Manly Vale. Oh, is that
Dude,
like
you drive through Manly Vale every day on your way to work.
Because it's like, what are you, Mona Vale? Are you Manly? Like,
like, yeah,
who
it's
the
like-
hell are you? Like, we can't think of anything, so we'll borrow 2 names from it's 2 suburbs next door to us.
It's where
like,
the big Dan Murphy's is in the KFC.
Okay, so that's
where they threw
Manly
the Colonel
Vale.
up. Yeah, on the way
Yeah.
into Brookie, yeah.
Yes.
So
okay.
you're going to blame the Colonel instead
I
of
believe
Brooks and
it's
Clayton
Colonel's
going
law.
down?
Yeah.
Is that the
Colonel's
yeah, okay.
law?
Colonel's law
And
has
Manly
cursed
Vale
him.
must be big KFC guys. Or are they? I mean, because what happened to fucking Newport? What was it called? What was the great chicken place up here that's just gone?
Oh, the one that was at Queen's
Mona
Cliff.
Burger?
Well,
No
nah,
idea.
I'm lost now.
You guys are probably too young.
Probably.
Mona Burger, was it? Was it Mona? No.
What was the one that
Sweet
was on
Mona
Queen's
was
Cliff?
their specialty.
Salty Rooster.
Salty Rooster's gone.
That's gone.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
rest in
talking about
peace.
one. There was one up in Newport, like and at the end where that new burger joint was. There was one in Monavale. There's even one in like Alexandria once. Like it was a little chain.
There we go.
And it had the best. It was just no one does it. It's like main burger was just like sour cream, sweet chili, heaps of chicken lettuce, and it was sweet Mona. Because it started in Monavale, I think. So yeah.
How much KFC do we have to eat to break this curse, Rando?
I don't know, mate.
Is there anything in that in the law, in the Colonel law?
It's kind of got to. No, I don't think you can't break it. Unfortunately,
I don't mind
Can't
around
break
Colonel
it.
Law. So what, they've only
Colonel
won
Law.
2 while they...
2-6 since they replaced the Colonel, but they do have a good record against the Finns. They've won 3 of their 4 games against them. In each of those 3 wins, they scored 50 plus points. They've won 9 of their last 10 Friday night games at 4 Pines. They've covered a 10.5 line in 6 of their last 7 home games. And the Finns, they've failed to cover a minus 10.5 line in 5 of their last 6 games as favourites. So don't mind Manly here. Not so much break the curse, but at least cover that line. For try scorers, Tolu Kula, $2.65, scored in 3 straight games. He's scored in all 4 games he has played against the Dolphins, and left centres have scored 4 tries in the last 5 games against the Finns. And then for a bit more value, you got Connolly Lemuelu here, scored 3 tries in his last 3 games against Manly, and a left second rower has scored in 2 of the last 3 against Manly too. So he's at $3.45. Obviously, you got your wingers, your Herbies at low odds there, Hammer as well, your ham, herb, cob, loaf, whatever you do, mate. But yeah.
A loaf. Yeah, I'm just trying to
You may
find
as well
that
do your
fucking
loaf
burger
for the rest of the
joint.
season, to be honest. You've been talking about burgers.
Well, you
too.
guys give your things as I'm trying to find this burger joint place. I used to name it it was my third burger in Sydney. Like
Huge.
What? And there was one in Alexandria too.
Randomly. So
Whereabouts?
back when we were in the share house in Redfern days, Wimbledon days, if you don't know that, it's a 32-man table tennis tournament that we did the first weekend of summer for 6 years, and only one person's won two. That was me. And so we had to get the new table for the event, we'd had to wheel it back from Toys R Us in the super center, and we'll get it in a trolley because half of us didn't have a car, and then you couldn't fit it in. And so we would get these trolleys and like hold this like half table tennis thing in. And on the route back from Moore Park to Redfern Station, there was like one of those newish kind of mascotty tower type things, but like earlier than them. And I was like, what the fuck is it doing here? Let's stop and have a sweet Mona. But I can't find it. It's so annoying. I don't know how many there was. There was definitely 4 that I went to. Bracey introduced them to me in year 11, and I was like, that's the best fucking thing ever. Like the amount of sour cream that would just drip onto your chips. You wouldn't need dip for your chips.
Sour cream on a burger. It's crazy.
It's mad. Like even in streets of Sydney, when Simi, what's his name? Patrick Cook, he's out back having one of those burgers, and he's complaining about the quality, whether it's not that burger or something. Like it was a thing. Anyway, you guys get on with your best. I'm going to find it.
Just to back up what you were saying, I do think sour cream and sweet chili. I can't believe it hasn't expanded out of wedges. It's such an
the best
underrated
combo
combo.
ever.
It's the greatest Red Rock Deli flavour of the
Yes,
whole
exactly right.
batch.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
I can't believe it's just strictly for wedges. It's bizarre.
But if you're just making a homemade easy nachos, as long
Sweet
as you've
chili
got those two
Philly.
Yes.
ingredients, like
Yeah.
you're fine. Obviously, you need a few beans or meat or whatever, but like you don't even need meat. You
But
just
you
need
also,
beans.
like, whenever you go to a restaurant and you have nachos, that option's never there.
Yeah, I know. Just give me. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's the main.
yeah.
Yeah, I actually love it. Like I think like wedges. Still, many people order chips these days right, with the aioli. I get it. Aioli was a revolution in like 2009 or whenever it happened. But the sour cream, sweet chili combo, it's unbeaten.
I feel like wedges prices feel like it's stalled, and the chips are now catching up to the wedges. So the wedges seem like an obvious option for like $1 or $2 more. Have you noticed that? I feel like wedges have always been stuck at a $12 price, and now we're seeing chips slowly grow to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, I actually paid $12 for a bowl of hot chips at a pub
Nah, that's a
around
no-go.
here on the weekend.
All right,
That's
bets.
crazy.
Name and shame.
Tobler.
I'm looking at the Manly Seagulls, who their season was on the line last week. They completely shit the bed. One thing I noticed with that bed shitting was that it all started to turn upside down at about the 30-minute mark. It's no shock to me that coincided with the injury to Paseka.
Yeah.
That forward pack is really concerning for me. I think Paseka is, so for a while, I think Paseka is like wildly high on the list of like most valuable players to a team, but he's not high on the list of like best players in the game because that Manly pack is so weak for me. Burbo's not playing as well. Obviously, Turbo's not there. I just think the Dolphins forwards could absolutely bully Manly in this one. I think the Dolphins go 13 plus at Brookvale. $2. It's at $2.40. That's what I got yesterday. Checked this morning. It's into $2.10. I like that. Dolphins 13 plus $2.40 for me at Brookie.
Yeah, I don't like that you did that though, because you did it last week and you didn't get it. And I need the Dolphins to score a lot of points. But like that's the obvious bet, 240, right?
Go the overs then.
So what were you saying about Paseka though? Just because
He got injured in the 27th minute, I think, last week, and that's when it all turned to shit. And I think Manly suck without Paseka. They're lacking confidence right now. I know they're back at Brookie, but I think the Dolphins as well, they need to, if they're fed income in this competition, they need to start making some fucking tackles. And I think they start this week.
And did because they Manly embarrassed him last time they played, like early on,
52.
right?
It was the
18,
first
yep.
game
Yeah.
with Foz.
Was that at Brookie
And we
as
put
well?
50 on.
No,
No, that was up at
KO.
Redcliffe.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Revenge game.
Yeah, I that's what I like tapping into, just those little history things of like this season. And it's just like, wait, these guys Manly, who the tide's gone out and they got no pants on, beat us 50-something points. And so now we can't win you beat them 50 plus? Or not, like you put them
Yeah, and we put it was 52.
So now people are saying,
10 or something.
Yeah.
52-0 at one
I think
point.
they're going to come out fired up. I think they're going to put a score on them, especially after having a bit of a scare against their most kind of big rival last week against the Broncos. And they're like, fuck, it's nearly finals. And, everyone's talking about Wars and Roosters and, we're kind of falling off. So for all that reason, I just think they win, which is in my bet, and then a Herb Hancock 3+.
He's back.
when Max Plath walks onto the field, Dolphins are up or it's even. I think they blow Manly away. Because that'll be when your Nathan Browns will come off. I don't know who the fuck your middles on your bench are, but I just think when Plath gets on that field, I wish Donahoe was playing. That would make me super confident. But I think the Dolphins are going to be too good.
They prove they can be 24-0 down and blow a team away.
Can you get a market of 2 score 50? Not 50 plus, because like forget whatever Manly scores, but Dolphins 2 score 50. Is that a market?
Yeah. You go to the points. It says 51 plus points, I think it is.
Okay, if you find that for me later. And we'll move on. I'll look for it while Rando does the thing, actually. Chickens Plus was the name of this place I was talking about.
So for this game,
Brookvale location.
No one cares,
Sweet Mona Chicken Burger.
Shut up, Tobler. We're talking shops.
They were a highly legendary staple takeaway chain on the northern beaches and across Sydney. They were the original creators of the Mona Burger and Sweet Mona Burger, known for their signature Portuguese-style grilled chicken, sweet chili, and sour cream combo. Huge. I wasn't making it up. How the hell don't you know Chickens Plus Tobler? You're from the beaches.
I don't know. There must have been different generations.
Mate, honestly, if you're one of those bloody funds who buys up businesses that are closed down, go get your hands on bloody the Chickens Plus. And, the inner west has got your Frangos and that's their identity. Eastern suburbs are your Garlos.
Out of the blue.
Get Chickens Plus happening again, dude. Like, honestly.
It does sound delicious.
Tobler, what are you doing?
So I think it's going to be an absolute points fest. I initially had over 50.5. It's Coolest 100th game. I'm a sucker for milestone games and betting on them. And Clayton's back, which is really promising. So I initially had over 50.5, Cooler Clayton, and then during Rando's stats, he got me high and horny for a Manly win at home. Second guessing that now, but I'm betting with my heart, not my head. Manly to win, over 50.5. Cooler Clayton, 1988.
You do not sound like you believe in that bet.
No.
Colonel's Law scaring him.
I had like a moment of passion, like, fuck yeah, Manly going to win at home.
Yeah, no, you tried to do it, but it didn't work.
And then when Guru started talking about Paseka, it kind of came back down to earth. But it's in the sheet. It's too late to change. I'm backing the boys in.
Perfect. 41 plus points for the Dolphins to score, $4.10. That's a nice little triple.
40. So, no margins.
No margins. They just need to score 41.
What's the weather doing again, Rando?
Well, it's clear.
And they conceded like a bunch of points to the Dragons last week. This game could go over 78 points, I reckon.
I reckon
easily.
the overs is getting humped.
Can you put it in the same game multi?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can.
Fuck, I'll come back to you on that because my bet was paying only 261 for the Cobb combo thing. Anyway, moving on. Match of the round: Dogs, Bunnies, high stakes.
Big high stakes for this one. Top 8 implications. 11 degrees and clear in this game. The Dogs, they're $1.62. The Rabbitohs, $2.30. The line is at 3.5. The total points is at 42.5. Now, the Rabbitohs, they come into this game winning 7 consecutive games at the core. They haven't lost at the venue this season. However, the Dogs, they have just as good a record. They've won 5 of their last 6 at the venue. They've won 5 of their last 6 games as favourites against the Rabbitohs as well. And the Rabbits, they have lost 6 of their last 8 games as underdogs by 10 or more points this season. If you are looking at that overs line, the Rabbitohs' last 8 games have gone over 42.5 points. For try scorers, he scored in 15 out of 17 games this season. He's not $1.40 for some reason. He's still at $1.83. AJ scored in 10 consecutive games at a core. You got to take a look at him. Left wingers have scored 13 tries in the last 10 games against the Bulldogs, including a double in each of the last 2 games against them. Another player who's good value, not usually around the 3s mark, but Jacob Preston scored in his last game at a core, and a right second row has scored in 3 of the last 4 games versus South. He'll be running at Adam Elliott and Cody Walker there.
Look, I use action as the juice term, and it doesn't have to mean that you pick a 20-leg multi and 19 of them get up and you ride into it. It can mean that. It can also just mean Bunnies just fucking win, please. This is technically like a grand final for me because it's like if we lose, we're not going to make the finals. If we get in the finals, we're probably not going to win a game. So this is like the last game where it's like we can win this game, and the feeling of winning the game is just like winning our season back from the injuries, right? It's just give us that win, get into the finals, little tick on the season, and just think about when we get bloody Hakeem next year. That's what I'm thinking about, right? And start fucking people up. So Bunnies win 230. I love it. I love it because I mean the Dogs are going okay, sure, and they're probably the wrong type of team for us to play. But to get positive money, you know, not $1.90, I'll take it every day of the week. Come Bunnies, and then after that, what? I think this is the game. Nerds assemble. Is this the game? If we win this game, is any way we don't make finals?
I think you're pretty much locked in.
If you win this game, you're locked in.
Yeah, because the Bulldogs then go 4 points, I think, away from the 8.
Yeah. The Cowboys have a bye.
Yep.
So do Newcastle. So, yeah, you win this. I like Canterbury. Do you want to go line off? I know it doesn't do much for you or for us in our...
Win off, really.
But
I feel like Tom and Eddy, they're always saying they do line offs. They literally never do. Like Tom literally wild carded out of a line off that he picked 2 weeks ago because he is a bitch. I would love to see us go head to head here. It's actually, my bet I put on yesterday was Dogs minus 2.5. It's actually gone out to 3.5. I'll do a line off if you're interested.
May as well make it fun. Why not? What's the 3.5? Is it?
Is that a triple line off?
No, look, I'm probably gonna look at tripling this Dolphins thing, to be honest, and then I'll think about triple. Like I can take the line and triple it later if I want. Rue doesn't have to, but just we're on the other side of a line each. Like that's where a traditional line off is.
Huge.
Now, just quickly while we go back to where's this 40 points thing?
The 40 points, unfortunately, you can't put it in the same game. I just seen
So what is it for?
410 on its own. What about triple?
I'm just going to include that in my. Can I include it in my unit skipper?
Maybe.
Here we go.
Check.
All right.
I don't
Good
know.
news for you as well. The minus 3.5 of Bulldogs is $1.85. You're actually getting $1.96.
I'm getting $1.96.
Big win.
Love.
Okay, I can take that. It will be heartbreaking if we lose to the Dogs, and I get a bet because then it's not really action as a juice.
Yeah, you can put it in your unit scooper.
Yeah, cool. All right, I'll do that later. All right, cool. Line off between us. Tobler.
I've just gone a double ender here. AJ, because he's scored like 13 tries in the last 11 games. And Critter, who is just in a rich vein of form lately. Looks like he's grown a third leg since he's moved to the half. So I'm hoping he gets another one as well. $5.38.
Tobler, don't let the Manly bet bring you down. That's a good bet. Happy Patrick.
AJ Critter. I mean, it's not bad. It's just like, I really don't know. This game is like almost a coin flip. It's going to be a fucking ripper to watch. One on each side. I don't think it'll be very high scoring, to be honest. But the thing with
Bunnies tend
Rabbitohs
to
and
let in,
Bulldogs
like,
games as
30
well,
points a
like
game.
Rabbitohs are almost, I find, hard to pick try scorers because you can pick a winger and then Tallis Duncan will score like 2 and Cody
Alex
Walker will
Johnson's
get a couple.
just sitting there.
And so it's just like, I don't know. I've got no idea. That was quick.
Yeah, that's all right.
Not much
Sometimes
in
you
it.
don't know, and that's what a
AJ
double ender
Critter.
is used for,
Yeah.
not in other ways, or at least on this show. Next game, Sharks Raiders.
Sharks Raiders at Sharks Stadium, 17 degrees, possible shower, 1 to 5 millimetres expected, so not too much to hurt the game. The Sharks $1.32, the Raiders $3.45. The line is at 9.5. The total points is out to 52.5. Basically, the rhetoric is Sharks at home, day game, you just take them. They've won 14 of their last 15 home games. They've won 12 consecutive day games with their last 8 wins at home. Sorry, 12 consecutive home day games, that is, with their last 8 wins by 15 plus points. So they've covered that 9 easily. They've won 5 of their last 6 games against the Raiders by 12 or more points. And the Raiders, they've lost 5 of their last 6 games as underdogs. I think the Sharks bounce back in this one. KL Ero is the first player I look at. 12 tries in his last 10 day games. He's also scored in 3 of his last 4 games against Canberra. He'll be coming up against Savelio Tamale, not a known centre. Xavier Savage is also there. I know, block your ears, Sebo, cover this. You won't take him on, but he scored earlier this season versus Sharks. 5 tries in his last 7 games. And that right winger has scored in 3 consecutive games coming up against Ronaldo.
Right. Roo, what are you thinking?
I'm going to take both of the Sharkies wingers, Mulatalo and Katoa, and then I've actually taken hot, spicy tamale in there as well. $6.96. I have no feel for this game, boys. I don't know what's going to happen here. I hate betting against the Raiders. I also hate betting on the Sharks, if I'm completely honest. So I'm throwing a few try scorers in there if they throw the footy around on a Saturday arvo at Shark Park. Sure.
Yeah, look, I'm similar vibe. And I am just taking 2 guys to score, but it's giving me double digits. What's the movie Snakes in a Plane where Sam Jackson's like, enough is enough? That's with me to Nicker and Teague, you motherfuckers. I've been trying to bang on you guys.
Sick of these motherfucking back rowers in this motherfucking team.
Like, come on, we've all failed miserably this year on a Teague and a B Nix. So I'm just going to have one last time at the bloody swamp that Shark Park is.
It's not really back roll weather either.
Yeah,
though.
but no,
it sounds like it's going to be a nice
3
day.
mils at Shark Park's like 20 mils at a regular stadium.
Yeah, it's relative,
honestly,
like an
there's no
interstellar
drainage.
planet.
Like there's a golf course right next door, and it's just like it gets like
These two teams might be my apex of I hate relying on Cronulla and I hate betting against Canberra.
yeah.
I think they might be my top 2 teams. In
Yeah,
both
they're
those
up there.
categories.
Betting on the
Yeah.
Sharks is fucking hard.
So hard. Yeah.
So hard.
Yeah. And you never know when Ricky's going to give them a
it's
rev
the
up and they'll
fucking
be ready to
business
go to war.
ethics of trying to make a bet. Like if you had one game to make a bet to save your life, it lands on business ethics and. Nicara into Mulatala. Like you can't pick it.
Nah. Good luck.
So yeah, mine was 12.55 by the way. What were you saying, Ray? I forgot.
I think you summed it up.
But I'm pretty sure whatever you just said was
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, I found it very hard to get a read on this game. During Rando stats, I felt like that hard on for Sharks 13 plus come through. I've put it away. I'm sticking with my bet. Sharks head to head, even though they're pretty cheap favourites, and then just give me an Eero and a Stewart.
Yeah, I think Eero's a great player. I think he's pretty fucking good looking as well. But honestly, he's like the treading on a Lego piece for me when it comes to betting. Like I just
Well,
can't.
you've got PTSD from last year.
Well, no, yeah, I mean,
which is like stomping on Lego.
He lost me a season and a unit scooper, sure. But even this year, I haven't even got close to getting like when I'm on him, it's like he scores 30 Supercoach points or something. I'm like, what's going on? Like
He's been way more elusive this
but then
year.
he goes
than
out and
last.
scores like a double or a triple sometimes. Everyone, the KL hero, the name, the looks of him, all that sort of stuff. I just find him. I mean, replace the Stags with the goddamn hero soon.
He's actually started doing some content this week, which I found interesting, Kale Iro. He's looking for Sydney's best tomahawk.
Oh, a steak.
Steak.
That's cool. That's nice and niche and easy to execute.
I like it.
Yeah. Simpler the better. I like it. Does he review them, or is it just like unless they're really good or bad, he just like?
I'll be
looks
honest,
through
I didn't watch the whole thing.
it? Yeah.
But I just saw he was reviewing tomahawks. I thought, okay, I'll back that.
Yeah.
I'll get around that.
Yeah. For a second there, I was trying to process. I was like, I don't know. I've never ordered a tomahawk really. I'm a kind of I feel it guy, but I was like, it took me a while to steak. I'm like, is this a slang term for something that
genuine tomahawks, big boys.
Yeah. Fun. All right, we'll give Kale a little follow.
You never had a tomahawk before?
maybe once. Like, I don't really order steak out much too often because I actually like cooking it myself.
Go to the meat emporium, grab a tomahawk there. Nice, good value.
I just love the marbly.
Reverse sear in the oven and then on the.
But I'm
barbie.
like a rare to blue guy, so that's what the eye feel it just on the just getting it seared. Like my steak's not even warm in the middle most of the time.
Me and Rigney shed a tomahawk about 3 weeks ago. It was fantastic
Yeah.
up in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, look, I'll try one next time. Like, I'm not anti them. I just, normally I get those big eye fillets from the butcher and you just cut them up, freeze some, and then make them nice and thick and then make my own little marinade for an hour in it and then just put the marinade on as the sauce as well.
I was talking to Sowie yesterday, and this is like the most country rugby league thing of all time. He's coaching the Old Bar Pirates up there. And we're talking about, he's like, I signed on for next year. And I was like, what does that look like? He's like, you know, X amount of dollars, get this, get that. And he goes, I get a kilo of, I think it was eye fillets as well each month. And I'm like,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
that's pretty hectic. I like that.
Yeah, it's a real
get a kilo
perk that wouldn't
delivered
cost
to you.
much, but you'd be really grateful. It's
You'd be
like
heaps grateful,
cost benefit of like if you're the person who gives it out, like what it actually achieves. You know, if anyone's running a small business, not a bad idea. What, a kilo is probably only 30, 40 bucks, 60 bucks.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. The butcher, probably 60 from a good butcher. And you're going to get a lot of like fucking, geez, I love work when they get this. Yeah,
Yes.
Small business owners, take note. It's all about kind of man morale sort of stuff. That's how you get the best out of your workers. not through spreadsheets.
I'm fucking starving now. It's now lunchtime at the moment while we're filming this. And we're talking about chickens plus. We're talking about sour cream on burgers, fucking tomahawk steaks.
I thought you were shredding.
Fucking yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. You know how hard it is right now.
8th month shred to lose 400 grams. Sweet. Is that everyone? Yeah. Our next game, Eels Cows.
Eels Cows at Combank. 13 degrees for this one. Possible shower again. 1 to 5 millimeters expected. The Eels $2.55. The Cows their favourites at $1.52. The line at 5.5. The total at 50.5 points. Now the Eels, they've been a bit of a bogey team for the Cowboys of late. They have won 5 of their last 6 games against North Queensland. They haven't lost to the Cowboys at Combank in their 4 meetings at the venue. But the Cowboys have won 10 of their last 12 games as favourites versus bottom 9 teams. I'm not too sure how this one will go, but the total points seems to be a good thing to go for the unders here. The last 6 games for Para at Combank have gone under 50.5 points. 17 of the last 18 games between the Cowboys and the Eels have gone under 50.5 points. So keep that in mind. For try scorers, loving the Cowboys' right side at the moment. In their last 5 games, they have scored 71% of their tries down that right side. Jackson Purdue, he has been directly involved in a try, either through assist or a try himself in 5 of the last 9 Cowboys tries. He scored in both games against the Eels. He scored in both games he's played at Combank as well. Helam Lukey's on fire too. 3 tries in his last 3 games, and he's also scored in 4 consecutive games against bottom 9 teams.
Anything on Eels wingers?
Josh Addo-Carr's on a 10-game trialist drought, but his last try did come up against the Cowboys way back in round 9, I believe it was. So he's also scored 11 tries in 10 games against the Cowboys too. So scored in his last 4 against them, but he's been very elusive the last 10 weeks.
I've got him in my bet. I've got Josh Addo-Carr, I've got Burns, and I've got either team 1 to 12. I think the Cowboys are mentally in Bali. If they didn't go home from that Roosters game and pack their bags, like, I'm not here.
Well, they went to the Gold Coast, which is the second best thing, I think.
Yeah, well, close enough, right? And I think the Eels showed a lot of promise last week when they started to come back late against the Rabbitohs. So I like either team 1 to 12 there. They do sound like a bogey team. And then give me Burns, give me Josh Addo-Carr to break his 10-game streak. $5.04.
Cows going to Bali. They're going to be in the 8.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but like
They've got more wins than the Bunnies. They're 1 win behind the Dolphins.
Like, surely you'd just...
I tell you what's crazy. They're
that'd
1
be
win behind the
mentally
Sharks.
crushing.
Like only 1 win behind the
They're
Sharks.
a good team. We just need that bye.
No, we all know that anything
figure it out.
can happen. We all know anything could happen, but I just don't think they're... I had to just go check it then because I was like, wait a second. I thought they were. Maybe they weren't. I'm only saying this for my bet here, Tobler. Is that I think
fair.
the 5.5 line is still influenced by getting humped by the Roosters. If that didn't happen and they lost to the Roosters
Minus
20
6
to
points
18.
difference. Minus 6 points difference if we're not. Now we've got a minus 76 points difference instead. So
Yeah, no, you still guys are still unreliable and shit. What I'm saying is the bookies line might be slightly shorter than what it should be.
Because that game feels like a statistical anomaly or an outlier
Yeah.
that you can't include.
Yeah, delete it.
To be honest, I
Yeah.
think it went that far and then further that
Yeah.
you can't ignore it. And it's not a statistical like outlier. And that it just did so much damage and went so far that
Yeah,
you
look,
have to
but
count
sometimes it's just things are falling away from you that you can't control. Like I've had something happen to me recently when I was at my EQ day where I was like, what the hell just happened then in terms of being able to execute something that you've practiced, i.e. a driver swing. I've had a case with the Shanks before. I went to Bonnie Doon. Really nice course, and I was being sponsored to go there, and I literally, unless it was a driver or a putter, shanked every single ball. I lost like 17 balls because every par 3, I would like literally shank. And so you're just going like, yeah, I'm not good, but like that is just an outlier. I'm saying something weird happened against the Roosters. I said the Roosters were going to flush someone, and it was just the Cows card, unfortunately, who are susceptible to flushings. I just think it's a bit short. Now, I'm going to look like an idiot when Para fucking beat him. But I think it's mispriced at -5.5. If that game didn't happen, same as if my Shanks didn't happen. If we can ignore things like that, I think that the line for a team playing for the finals who has been spanked recently, who can put on attack, who has still all good players against Para who are improved, I just think 5.5's too good to have. So 185.
I had 3 try scorers that were all Cowboys, and then I heard Rando mention Helam Lukey, and I was like, I'll throw a Lukey in there as well. So I got up to like $70, and then the more you spoke, the more I looked at my bet, and I go, I just think the Cowboys are going to win. What the fuck am I doing? So I'm on as well. Cowboys minus 4.5 at $1.85. I'm running a few lines back this week. I'm probably giving Burmo more opportunity than I'd like. But here we are. With Addy Ongi as well for Parramatta, I think that's a big loss for them. Surely the Cowboys. Reed Marnie back in is enormous.
Yeah, that's a huge one. Against Parramatta as well. He steps up for those games too.
Oh, fucking oath, yeah.
Yeah. Scored a try against all his former clubs this season too, so I know. There's a little.
Yeah, remember he went on that.
Has he really?
Where he's just taking names
Bulldogs,
against former clubs.
Eels,
He seems like the type of guy
stat.
really, has a list.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%. Oh,
Yeah, big
absolutely.
list.
Big list, guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just taking him. As I said, I'm trying to just back in my vibe this week. So I'm not trying to go, okay, add in the Burns. He always scores. He didn't score last week, right? No, these guys are never guaranteed to score. I don't think you can have a vibe about an ATS as much as like a whole team vibe. Maybe like teams emanate bigger vibes. Maybe I don't know. But that's my philosophy.
Well, I think
this week.
going back to your point, if you're a little scared there, Roo, about you taking lines, I feel like Barley Burns is going to walk the line soon to try and save us some units. Try and get, particularly being behind the Lippy now.
Yeah, I mean he's got to do it in the next 3 weeks as a smart tactical play, as like a last stand, rather than trying to have a $40 unit scooper. It's arguably easier to get 6 or 7 out of 8 coin flips than a unit scooper. Sweet, that's the Cows. Bronx Wars will be an interesting one.
Absolutely. This game will be at Suncorp, probably be packed out, full of maybe 3/4 full of Warriors fans. If you were there for the Magic Round game, it was just taken over by Warriors fans. The Broncos, $2.75. The Wires are $1.46. The line, 7.5. The total points at 46.5. Now, the Broncos, they've lost 7 consecutive games at Suncorp. Their worst losing streak at the venue since it was rebuilt back there in 2003. The Warriors, they've won 3 of their last 4 games against the Bronx. They've won 9 of their last 11 games as favourites, and they've won 10 of their last 11 games against bottom 9 teams. I think they cover that line pretty easily. For try scorers, obviously, DWZ, AKP, you can feed them. I really do like both those wingers there to get over. But Chanel Harris-Tavita, he's scored in 3 consecutive games. A left half has scored in 4 of the last 6 games against the Broncos. And then you got Ali Leotau there at right centre. Now, obviously, a lot of focus will be on Lecker. I'm sure the video will be all over him. So I don't mind them swinging it over to that right-hand side. The Broncos have conceded 41% of their tries down their left edge in the last 5 games. He scored earlier this season against the Broncos, and he's also scored in 3 of his 4 games at Suncorp.
Rando, any stats on teams the week after Penrith?
Week after Penrith. There was one at the start of the year. I think that's simmered now. Let me get back to you.
This is my only fear. I love the Warriors in this. Yesterday it was a -6.5. I think it's out to a 7 now. I took 6.5 yesterday. I think the Broncos are fucked. I think they're so done. And the Warriors, they'll take a lot of confidence out of last week. I also, I don't think that was a grueling game for them last week, but I just worry that it was the Warriors' sort of apex moment. They might have a bit of a come down. And Brisbane are just, as much as they got beat last week, they still put fucking 28 points or whatever on the Dolphins in the first half. But I just think the Warriors are that next tier up. I think defensively they're so much better. Warriors -6.5 at $1.90. I'm hoping there isn't a downfall after the Penrith game, but I'm going to back in a good football team to do what they should do. $1.90 was -6.5.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Like, was it this year, early this year or late last year? Did the Wars spanked Brisbane?
They spanked them this year, Magic Round,
the Magic Round, they spanked them. And even the year before,
they like Suncorp.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
I feel like they're going to get that Warriors walk down Caxton
Yeah.
like they did again.
Yeah.
Even when they showed up to that goal, they sold out Seabus Stadium.
yeah.
The Titans fans didn't sell it out. The Warriors fans did, and they fucking...
Yes, yeah, because it's a whole city where all the Wars fans, and Brisbane's easy to get around. You can just get everyone getting. I remember I played golf with up at one at the Brookwater in Brisbane, and everyone's like, "Oh, a bit of a drive. You're going to go?" I'm like, "Okay, it's a golf course. So, I'll drive like an hour to a golf course every day." And you go, and it's 35 minutes from the center of the city, and you're like, "This is a drive for you guys?" And like, it wasn't even in the. And I'm like, "What the hell?" When we did Hacker Major up there, it was like out at Wynnum. Jeez, how's everyone going to get to Wynnum? 20-minute fucking Uber to the Caxton. Like, what are we talking about? Like, so all the Wars fans will get down. I get what Rue's saying about the Penrith thing, but the difference is they beat the motherfuckers at the home turf. And, you know, you've heard me say that the Wars like the Scotty too hotty worm team, you know, and with their tails up, their worms up after beating the favourites, the home ground. And then you add in Rando saying that they get a procession when they come in. I think they're going to be tails up. Brisbane's like, wait a second, everyone loves them more than us. Fucking down Cack Street, and they'll have Too Cool's theme song, WW. Turn it up, dung dung dung, dung, and they'll just be fucking walking down. Reece Walsh will be like, that's meant to be fucking me. They're all cheering. And you know, like I love Adam Reynolds. Ben Hunt, they've had great moments, but they're not doing the worm anytime soon. So what I'm trying to say is the vibe is with the Warriors, and I think there's going to be a lot of points. A margin, too hard to tell. But I want to see worm footy, and that's a 3+ 3-man binny, much like the Herb Ham Cobb. That's an AKP, CNK, DWZ. Bit of a philosophy in that one as well. You can, you know, I don't need to explain it to you though.
I completely zoned out getting this Penrith stat for you, and then I just came back to you just bobbing.
Man, some people will zone out when they talk to me, but like that, every bettor has their own thing that they like. Someone loves cold hard stats, you know, that goes, yeah, you're right here. Some people just like where they are on the table. What happened last week? If you just want to fucking feel like you're doing the worm and watching a 3+ binny come across from the Wars, join me, right? It's not for everyone. It's only for the people who get it.
Yeah, fair play.
The other thing with the Warriors that I think is worth noting, they play Brisbane this week in Brisbane. Next week they play the Bunnies in Sydney. After that, they've got 2 home games. If they win all these games, they'll have a home final. If they win that, they'll have a week off, then they'll have another home final. I think the Warriors would be putting a huge emphasis on we've got a Brisbane game this week, Sydney game next week, and then we do not leave New Zealand for 6 fucking weeks until the grand final. And I think it's lining up perfectly. I also think in this game, if the Panthers beat the Roosters in the Thursday night game, it opens up that slot for the Warriors to take second place off the Sydney Roosters.
Yeah, so
I think they're going to be up and about for this one.
One of them is going to be, well, Panthers and Roosters, one of them's going to stay on 36. Warriors win, they go to 36. They actually have
they got the points difference, don't they?
They got a well better one than the Roosters. Penrith's not far behind. So basically, if they pretend Penrith beat Roosters, Warriors beat Thingy, they move up above them. And then who's got the harder draw?
I think the Roosters might.
They're both playing the Bunnies, so say what you want about, but that'll be a harder game for the Roosters.
Tigers
Manly
next for the
finish.
Roosters, and then the Wires have the Knights. So the Roosters have they got the Dolphins and the Tigers and the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, so
And
one definite win, one close one.
Warriors have got Rabbitohs, Knights, and they finish with the Sea Eagles.
Okay, it's pretty even.
2 home games in that.
I'll tell you the other thing. If you think that the Panthers beat the Roosters on Thursday night and you like the Warriors in their run home, they're at about $7 to win the comp right now. As I said, they literally might not get on a plane for 6 fucking weeks.
They need to. I think if they finish second, they're very, very good chance to. If they finish third or fourth, then they've got Sydney. If they lose that Sydney game, then they go New Zealand, then they go Sydney.
Yeah,
and the other beauty of that too, if you finish second, you're on the other side of the draw to the Penrith Panthers. So you roll the dice on a Cronulla or someone maybe beating them, and then you're playing a team in the grand final or Roosters or whatever that they have to win 2 grand finals.
Penrith are beatable in the finals as well. It's happened a few times.
I think the Warriors are in a very good spot.
I like that. $7. That's a fucking worm bet.
Teams
If I tell you.
Teams to beat the Panthers this season are 1-3 the game after.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm horny on the Wars. I've got Wars 13+. I think they do the damn thing. DWZ scored like 9 tries in his past 6 games against the Broncos. So I really like him for a double, which reminded me of my favourite stat of 2026, courtesy of Random Stats Guy, that every time DWZ scores a double, he always scores the last try.
Yeah, that's a great stat.
It's been my
He
favourite
mentioned it before
and it happened
and then
a
it
couple
happened,
of
right?
times
So Rando
this
didn't come up
year.
with that retrospectively. Well, at least not the last time.
He's tipped us into it a couple of times and I have missed it regrettably. So I really like that bet. Wires 13+, DWZ 2+, DWZ last try scorer for $22.07.
Yeah, all bets are reflecting a WWE style bloody entrance in
Beat
game.
down.
I like it. To the Knights and Titans, Rando.
To the Knights and the Titans. Obviously, this game will be at McDonald Jones Stadium. I've been toying with the possibility of showers. There will definitely be showers in this game. 5 to 10 millimetres expected. The Knights $1.22, the Titans $4.25. The line 13.5. The total 50.5. The Knights, they've won 6 of their last 7 home games against the Titans. However, 9 of the last 10 Knights games have been decided by 6 points or less. The Knights have won 5 of their last 6 home games by 6 points or less as well. And the Titans, they've been able to manage to cover a plus 13.5 line in 7 of the last 8 games on the road. So they haven't been getting pumped away from home. I think the weather will definitely have a say in this game. I reckon that line is very coverable there for Gold Coast to bounce back. For try scorers, Fletcher Sharp, 220, 6 tries in 4 games against the Titans, 3 tries in his last 2 games, and a left half has scored in 3 straight games against the Gold Coast. Then you've got AJ Brimson. He's at $3.60. Good value for him. Scored 7 tries in his last 7 games against the Knights, including a try in each of his last 2 in Newcastle.
Easy, I'll be quick. I had Jaden Campbell and Sharp because I was like, the Titans will, I've been saying they're going to bounce back and have some good games, but the fact this is not in their home ground and it's also wet, I don't like wet for the Titans. I had Sharp in there already. I'll keep him, and then I'm just going to honour my Supercoach pod that I had before everyone else, Frank. Fucking Frank, dude.
Frank?
Hey, bloody Frank. That's 22 or something like that. Odds on screen. 8:30. That guy looks like, okay, Dill Lucas, sure, is great, but Frank's pretty good replacement.
Boys, I'm not going to be quick. I had my Supercoach draft finals start this year. I've had the worst season on record for me. I had to win on the weekend to make finals. I did. The guy I versed in the last round of the season, I'm actually playing this week in a sudden death final. And both of our teams are decimated. They're the 2 worst teams to make finals in the history of our Supercoach draft comp. But he's got Frank the Tank. And when I was sitting there watching him the other day, I was just, the asshole was so fucking tight because I can't believe he didn't score. And in that game, I had Young and Marsu to combine for 1+, and I had Manu Leilua, Frank the Tank. I'm going to run with the exact same bet because I've got the exact same game in draft. The formula worked last week. I'm going to keep it. If Frank scores, it probably ends my season, but I'll collect $4.48.
Now, this is what I was trying to tell you, how to best stake your Supercoach versus your betting weekend. Like, you don't have to win everything all the time, and it's highly unlikely, where this way you can kind of, one of them works.
Yes.
That's what I like to bet. I like the philosophy. Tobler?
I've got Knights head-to-head. I wasn't sure if it's going to be 13+ or not, so just taking them head-to-head to win. And then the trio of dips, Young, Ponga, Sharp.
Oh.
They've just, it's not.
You're new.
It's,
You're new.
yeah.
I'll get up
Somebody
now.
get these
There's
beggars
Trump.
out of here.
Dude, I'm just begging. I'm begging
Rando's got
for
his
units for
Odyssey
the
bloody
Lippy.
thing. We're bloody, this is a...
That be copyrighted or?
I like it, Rando. You should do some more acting.
Thank you.
You were the
Try my
head of
best.
Year 6 play, weren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The lead.
Am I making that up?
LeFou, no.
Yeah, LeFou.
Great
Yeah, that's it,
memory,
Yeah,
great
yeah.
So I'm getting
Tom,
6-11 for that, but-
fair enough. But yeah.
Just 3 suitors, 3 night suitors. That's all I need,
Yeah.
baby.
No, look, it's not the worst bet. It's just that, like, the Ponga kind of part. But then it's like, if you get a guy like Ponga, for some reason, Dommy doesn't score or something. Like, yeah. But the thing is, the fact that it's 6-11, that's a problem.
Oh, that's disgusting.
If this is $9, $8.50, sure, it's fine. But 6-11 for 3 try scorers and a result.
Knights head-to-head isn't doing anything for you.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be doing much.
No, not really.
You basically
yeah.
need those
Look,
3.
I mean, we've all been new here before. Like, you've been Lippy before, but you haven't had consecutive weeks of your fucking bets being put out to the public, and you like to really start thinking about. Wait a second, Ponga's a distributor.
But he has
he's
been
gonna score.
scoring
I'm
this year.
breadcrumbing you right now, dude.
Yeah, please crumb me harder. Crumb me up.
You crumb
me up.
Crumbed fucking fillets. Over crumbed. Sweet as. All right, last game. Tigers versus Dragons.
An absolute shit show of a game. The Tigers are $1.90. The Dragons are $1.90 for this one. The line, 1.5. The total points is at 47.5. 16 degrees, showers 1 to 5 millimeters expected, so not too much there at CommBank. Tigers, they are coming off the bye on a 7-game losing streak. However, they have won their last 3 games coming off a bye, including both games this season. They've won 6 of their last 7 games as favourites at CommBank. But the Dragons have won 5 of their last 6 against the Tigers. The big one here, though, is that the Dragons have won the second half in 10 straight games against the Tigers too. So if you're looking for a bit of value, that's around that $1.90 mark. For try scorers, Val Holmes, he scored in 5 straight games against the Tigers, 7 tries in his last 9 games in general, and a left centre has scored in 6 of the last 7 games against the Tigers as well. And then Cody's man, Solomon Sakuru, if you haven't heard of him, he is the leading try scorer in New South Wales Cup this season, 20 tries in 19 New South Wales Cup games. He also scored against Moses Sully, who will be coming up against in New South Wales Cup earlier this season. The Dragons in general have conceded 65% of their tries down their right side in the last 5 games. But yeah, quite incredible. 20 tries in 19 New South Wales Cup games. That left centre has been basically a lottery. They've just been rotating guys in and out, but this guy hasn't popped up. So hopefully he can show off on Sunday. And $2.80, not too bad.
Yeah, Seguru was very lucky to have his name picked out of the hat this week to play in Benji's back line. I like him. And then, boys, I drafted Val Holmes, number 1 pick. There's a chance it comes to an end this week, and I just think he'll give me a nice little salute in the last week. Put those two together, $5.84. I cannot believe it's taken this kid this long to debut. It's fucking wild, the shit that goes on at the West Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know who he is, but I've been hearing some chat from these guys in the green room that, he's a gun and he's been held back or something.
Yeah. He played Fiji as
think
well.
so, yes.
Yeah, scored in both games. He played for Fiji
What
as well.
position?
Left centre.
Who have they had? Well, I guess
They've had
Yeah, but they've had
Marcy.
injuries though as well, yeah.
Who else do they have?
They also just
Brought
change
back
it
Pat
every
Herbert out of the
fucking
dead.
week.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, normally I'm a big fan of watching the world burn, and whether it's the Tigers or team, but like it's to the point where I've even lost interest a little bit. Like it's just right. It was like I was right behind them at a big part of the season where it's like, yes, a new change in the storyline. If this is a show that seems to have infinite seasons, NRL, we need a character change for the Tigers at some point because I think everyone's a bit sick of it, right? Anyway, that's just my little note there on, the politics of it all. I just think I don't want to pick any try scorers in these games. I can't get them in the Dragons games ever. I can get a Dragons result though, so I'm going to go Dragons full time, Tigers half time to just get a couple lucky tries early because it's $7, right? $7. Just Tigers start well, 2 or 3 tries and shit the bed. Yeah.
Tigers would give me the ick this year. I don't know, just all that bullshit they've been spouting out. They would just give me the ick. The Dragons though, I'm like kind of getting horny for. Like they've got all those new signings. They had a good win last week, so I'm going Dragons head to head. Sloan and Setu 2 to score, but Adam Dewey scored a try in his last 3 games at Combank, so I'm throwing him in $12.
Yeah.
It's like this is the DMC Bowl, and it's could go either way.
yeah.
Tigers have given me the ick. Whatever. Let's just kind of throw shit at the wall.
It's not
which is
the
what
worst.
this deserves.
Maybe look, it's not the worst. I'm going to try like that. That's honestly what I would hope to be putting on now, but it's been scarred by trying to pick anything to do with these 2 teams. But it seems like a reasonable bet. But maybe it's too obvious.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got no conviction about it.
The Dewey's kind of obvious these days. Anyway, they're the rounds. Let's hope Tobler comes out and finally does something as a Lippy.
I'd love to get 1 win this week. That's my goal.
Yeah, what are you tripling? What's your triple one?
Oh, what am I tripling?
Yeah.
Got to triple something.
You can think about it while I give my unit
Huge.
scare because I've come up with something I fucking love and it's immortal and it's probably not going to happen, but I felt I couldn't take any of the legs out. We had a vibe about 41 points for the Dolphins or more. No margin, just 41 points. And I was like, fuck it. Like, it's not that unreasonable. Like, their average scoring outside of their little dip around Origin without, what's his face? The guy's name I can never say. Izzy.
Yeah.
Was like around 40 points, a bit under, like 36 or something. Manly letting points in. And then if you just go, okay, Queensland, I think -5.5 North Queensland is mispriced. I think I talked about the bloody Worm, Scotty Too Hottie, Grandmaster Sexay and Rikishi, the Worm Dancer guys. 7.5 at Brisbane. I don't think that's bad. Those 2 are just the bookie lines. And then just throwing a Frank the Tank against the Knights in the wet. You know what? That's an immortal bet. Just 4 legs. It's literally just 4 legs, and it's paying $59.08. It doesn't seem crazy, right?
No, not at all.
And like I was like, as soon as I started big, I was like, maybe choke out Frank because you got the thing. It's like if I get 41 points in the Dolphins game or more, I think I get Frank the Tank. Like this thing works as a whole unit. It's not a get the big leg and then trim it off and then get $1.50 try scorer fucks me. It's like no, I want to go out with a big Frankie. So yeah, it's a great unit, Skipper.
Is that Dolphins just to score 41?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just them. Yeah,
410, not bad.
yeah.
I reckon there'll be
It's not a
points in this.
margin. It's just how many points they score.
Could be a 50 to 20 game. That Manly Dolphins game.
100%.
yeah.
Reeks of it. Reeks
Yeah.
of it.
I've got a couple of lines. I think 6 of them this week. Panthers minus 1.5, Dolphins minus 7.5, Dogs minus 2.5, the Cows minus 5.5, the Wars minus 6.5, and then I've got the Dragons. I think they'll win, so I'll take the plus 1.5. $41.80.
I mean, it's not the worst week for an Ozaki, is it? I might look
It's
at
not.
it.
I don't.
Yeah,
There's a couple of games there. The Sharkies game, I'm like, I can't look at that. But outside of that, I feel okay about the rest of them.
Yeah, but like, I think confidently, again, rugby league can throw up anything. I think I can look at least 5 lines and at least feel confident on which side I'm picking, which is rare in Ozaki. Like, but hey, anything can happen. I'm just saying, maybe I'll have a little civvy look at them properly later. Tobler.
I wouldn't be a Lippy if I wasn't selfishly going for glory and trying to get my name
Up in lights.
up in lights. So I've gone the try scorer. Is it the smoothie? One from every game?
Yep. Believe so.
Yeah, that's a smoothie. Yep.
Gone the smoothie. To'o, Cooler, AJ, Eero, Burns, Dallin, Sharp, Sloan, $227.49. Hail Mary, all or nothing. If I only get one bet this week, I fucking pray it's this, but
Heroic.
we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, this is the type of situation where a Lippy does get up there. And I tell you, and if you get up there, fair enough. But if my bet gets up and then you get that, I'll strangle you. You know what I mean? If my unit scooper gets up and then that got off, like
Tobler hit an immortal. Tobler hits an immortal bet before Roo. That's the only name.
Oh, huge.
That'd sting.
And I'd use those winnings to get my own immortal ring. Like, it doesn't have to be show sanctioned.
No, I reckon you get all the
but
boys
it'd
immortal
be-
rings, and
everyone
then just go past Roo going, oh.
and you're triple for the round, Tobler. Did
My
you have
triple,
something?
I'm the Panthers head to head. To'o and Jenkins 3+ combined.
Okay,
I
you can
really
triple
feel
that as a
strong about
Lippy.
that.
You're allowed.
580.
You're an in-person Lippy.
Triple that.
Perfect.
Actually, speaking of that, on Bloke this week, I was walking to my seat and I bumped the shelf behind me and a couple of things fell off and I picked them up. The last thing I had to pick up was Kempy's baggy green. And I was like, not touching it. Someone else can fucking do it, not my problem.
You'll have your chance again. I mean, surely.
Surely. Speaking of my hot seat, I'm going to take the Dogs minus 2.5. That's at $1.90 when I got it. So I'm going to run with that.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Sweet as. Been a good show. Good skeleton crew yet again. Had a lot of fun. Like a lot of these bets. But we're going to have to see how some of these lines go, these vibe goes. Shout out Frank. Shout out Neds. Thank you, Neds, for the support. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Hopefully with a few more leaderboard changes.
No, what have we done here? We forgot to mention the dirty merger.
I mean, I don't think we looked at that in a while. But
we
in
haven't
case,
looked at it in a while.
in case the dribblers want to know, Rando, go through it for me.
I feel like you've gone through it many a
I
time.
have never used it, actually. It's not my style. Look, the odds are the same, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, fuck it. No. So, no.
Flip a coin.
Rando can upload one to his profile and people can look at that if they want. But yeah, shout out Neds again. And I'm vibing, man. I'm vibing. I don't know why. Maybe it's because Tobler and I did an hour podcast in 2007 at Electro Music and I became the voice of a generation yesterday. Maybe that's why I'm vibing.
Mate,
Just
the
kidding.
pressure.
Take it out.
The
See you
pressure on
guys
your
next week.
shoulders.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website